Hello people, here's my O2 Sedona Red Pearl WRX. Did a couple things to it since the last time you guys saw it. Did a red ring on the wheels, just like I did to my Banshee, if you guys have ever seen my Banshee in my prior videos. Did red calipers, put brand new front and rear pads on it. I picked up a WRX that has front and rear cross-drilled rotors, cross-drilled and slotted rotors. So once I get that car running, I'm going to see if they're warped. If they're not warped, I'm just going to put them right on my car. Since it's free to do, it just takes up some time. I probably might do it, we'll see. Tone package on it, that's probably going to come off soon. I rebadged it because when I got it, it was unbadged and I wanted it badged. So I lined everything up with a ruler, figured out where everything was supposed to be, and did it. And then I just threw an STI emblem on it too. Sorry, it's just really cold. I'm looking for an STI seats and STI interior for it. Not so much the door panels, even though I would like to get those too. Mostly just like the seats and stuff, but this will do fine for now. I recently changed my shifter boot out along with the shifter knob because I had a Legacy GT knob on it. A friend of mine crashed his Saab, and to relive his Saab days, he gave me his license plate bracket. I told him I'll make the memory of his car live on. He didn't die or anything, just the car crashed. So that's basically why I have that. I got a tow rope just in case I ever get stuck. I'm running on a base map right now for the TGV deletes, the Walbro 255 pump, Dirtworks 750 injectors, the intercooler, the hybrid, the STI block, and the rechambered heads. I'm running on a base map for everything. I think I'm running 8 pounds of boost with a 5,000 RPM rev limiter. I threw a tape cassette in here that plugs into my phone. That way I can play music as I drive. There's my new boot and such. Actually, it looks pretty nice. It's like a leather kind of setup. Clips right in. Looks kind of nice. And new knob, so it's a little more fun to drive because you get a little bit better of a grip on it. It's running on 235, 45, 17-inch tires. I want it to go wider, but I don't think I can fit 245s under it without making them sticking out. So I'm probably just going to leave it. Got a small crack in the bumper right here, nothing too bad. It's got the JDM crystal lights. I repainted my Hella horns because they were all faded, and then I relocated them because the guy had them mounted to the bottom hood bracket bolts, so they weren't sticking out that much. So I just redid them like that. Threw the STI emblem on, got the relocated bracket, and got the STI emblem where the original bracket goes. Got a little ding right here. I'm going to pop off my door panel and try to get out. No rush on that because it doesn't really bother me too much. Stock seats, dirty as hell. I have not cleaned it since I got it, and I didn't even clean it when I got it. Right now I'm running the stock turbo gauge. The stock boost gauge, what am I saying? I put a carbon fiber piece of material around the cluster, that way it looks good. I burned out my cluster, so I had another one with relatively the same mileage. This car had 203 on it, and I burned out the cluster, so I just put one in that had 199 on it. So 5,000 mile difference, not much. I kind of wish I didn't burn out the original one, but what can you do? I was changing one of the bulbs in the back to LED bulbs, and when I twisted it in tight, I guess I grounded it. All the lights went off in the cluster, so the only way to change that is by doing the circuit board. I was like, nope. So I just changed the cluster. I bought gauges. This, I'm pretty sure, is my voltage meter gauge. Inside my house, I have a brand new boost gauge and a brand new oil pressure gauge with the oil pressure hookup kit and everything. The wheels, I'm going to upgrade to XXR 527s, but until I do, these rims are actually really thick. They're like this thick by the lug nuts, and there's actually only like 4 threads holding it on, which is really unsafe to drive. The wheel can, most likely it won't fall off, but it is possible that it can. So I think these were like $22 for a set of 10. So I bought 2 sets. I think it was 18 for a set of 10. Extended lug nuts, 50 millimeters. I think stock is like 38. So it gives you a little bit of an extension. That way it's a little more safe. I bought these cheap lug nuts too, just because I was already there, and I figured why not. They were like $26. They're red lug nuts. They're kind of cheaply made, very cheaply made, but as long as they hold the wheel on, I can care less. I would have threw these back on, but I already stripped a couple. So yeah, I went to AutoZone, picked up a muffler for it. It's got it looks just like this. It's got a center pipe coming out of it, and then it's got the left or right, so I can rotate it how I want. I'm just gonna take it to a muffler shop, see what someone can weld out for me, because I don't like the fart can on the back, because I want it to look stock, and this does not let it look stock at all. And also it's hanging down too low because of my tone package. So I want to basically get because the one that I bought is 2.5, so I want to get it looped up slightly and then tucked right in here and maybe get like a nice chrome tip. But I want it to look stock around the back. But it's gonna have a 3-inch all the way to 2.5, so it won't be that restrictive. So I can still run this base map until I go get a Pro Tune in 1,000 miles. I already got 100 miles on the car. So far she's coming out pretty good, or she came out pretty good. Haven't had any problems with it. The only problem I had was I flooded it last week, so I had to pop start it to clean it out because I didn't feel like taking out all the plugs. And yeah, for my overflow, since I had the CX Racing radiator, I think it's CX Racing and slim fans, what I did was temporarily I plugged this and plugged the, which one was it? This port. I just what did I do? Oh yeah, I had this running into a water bottle, but since I wasn't really working as an overflow, what I did was I picked up some gas line and I ran a hose under everything, and then I teed it off going to the coolant reservoir and or turbo reservoir, whatever you want to call it. And I teed it off to here, then going into not a water bottle, but it was something else. So that's just a cheap overflow because I can't get the original overflow bottle on these fans because there's no mount for them. And the fans, they didn't come with the wiring, so I took the wiring out of a Forester. I cut the plugs because these use 3 plugs, 3-prong plugs, and the fans only came with 2. So I took Forester plugs and spliced them in, so they work just fine. Female, male end, so I can unhook them quickly. Did the red intake, STI short block, rechambered head, stock cams, Gates Racing timing belt kit, TGV deletes, painted intake, CX Racing intercooler, STI VF39 0406 turbo, 04 through 06. They use that turbo. Short ram intake. Yeah, there you guys go. I'll make a startup vid next. Let me know what you guys think.